Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the day one first impressions for Dehya. I've been testing her for, I'd say, about 4 hours now. 2 hours of that was actual testing and 2 hours of that was lamenting. Yeah, I've got a pretty decent idea of her performance. It very much lines up with what I expected, but there are a few things that are a lot worse than I expected them to be. So I'll be addressing a few of those. My editor is going to put the testing after this intro. After that, I'll just summarize my thoughts for the later portion of the video. So have fun watching me suffer. All right.
Let's end this now.
Nice.
Fate is upon you. Let me scribe. You asked for it. I'm getting sick. Let's light it up.
One with wind and cloud.
Let's get it on.
Wind strike.
My burst isn't even back, bro. I had the HP particles from 3 characters dying and it's not even back. Bro, their AoE is so much smaller than it looks. Like, it feels smaller than, I don't know, man. It feels so small. Okay. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever.
You're dead meat. Playtime's over.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Let's get it on. Hi. Going in.
Wind strike.
Written in the stars. You asked for it. That's gonna hurt you.
I have to do this, honestly.
Delve into it.
Yeah, I think she is managing to be worse than I expected. I think that's impressive, honestly. Like, it truly is. Like, it truly is impressive.
Everybody stand. Decided by destiny. Let me scrap. Fuck off.
One with wind and cloud.
Let's get it on. Hi.
Can't do anything. Okay.
Dance with me. Wind strike. Written in the stars. The show's only just begun. You asked for it.
Where's my damage?
Done yet. Look alive.
Fallen leaves.
Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork. Fate is upon you. Fuck off.
Oh. Well, I knocked the enemies outside of my own Bennett burst, so that's great. Always love. Ah!
You're done. Let's get it on.
Always love when that happens.
Going in.
Wind strike.
Written in the stars. Let me scrap. Dead meat.
Oh yeah, I also knocked. Yeah!
used
We
to.
just barely managed to kill it from half
Anytime I
health
see
with the whole
PC
rotation.
combat,
Hell yeah! Woohoo!
Adorn my wind strike. One with wind and cloud.
Let's go! Woohoo! She's so good! Look at this! They're all dead!
Clouds high. The birds
Well, I guess the first rotation is gonna be without... Wait, never mind. It's gonna be without anything. We don't have a first rotation, that's fine.
one with wind and cloud. Wind strike.
Oh my god, I actually had to dodge there, otherwise I was gonna die. I actually was about to die through Bennett Burst. And it wasn't even in the fucking, like, ice field. There we go.
One with wind and cloud. Wind strike.
imagine being a non-7 TV user, and not enjoying watching Dehya waiting for her buffs with her fellow Dehyas.
True, actually. That would be quite cringe, wouldn't it? Oh my god, Channeling doesn't have enough ER. Because Dehya's particle gen is non-existent.
One with wind and cloud.
Woo! Yeah, it's probably better on Fav,
Balls.
honestly. Dehya's probably better on Fav in this team. I couldn't tell. It looks like it does. Oh, f off, man. It knows. It knows, chat! Doing it against this enemy is, like, not a good idea because the enemy shows you what element did the most damage by increasing its resistance to that element. So you can't pretend like Dehya's carrying. How many crits did I miss? What the f? Hell yeah, brother. Look at all this damage! Woohoo! Oh my god. Why did I do that? Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second. It didn't hit the seed! Some enemies' hitbox is too high, so it doesn't actually explode the seeds! Dude! What the f*** is this unit, man? And now, it's time for the summarized thoughts. Let's go through what Dehya can do, and what's good about it, and what's goodn't about it. As a carry, let's start with that. As a carry, she's really bad, but that was kind of to be expected, right? Like, her numbers are just not good. My Dehya, when I do a fully invested, fully buffed with stuff that's like not really sustainable for more than one rotation, I can reach upwards of like almost 90k on her punches and a little bit over 90k on her kick at the end, and that's good. But that's only the vaped ones, so it's only like 4 of them, and it's with a scuffed ass crit ratio, so I actually crit less than half the time. Anyways, point being, yeah, you can see some numbers that look good, but like then you realize, oh, like that's all the team is doing. Oh shit, this is really bad. I did a lot of testing in Abyss, and on the second half, it wasn't actually that unplayable because the enemy's HP is not that big, and it's more a question of, or not that high, sorry, and it's more a question of grouping them properly. But against this, I took almost the whole 3 minutes that you are allowed to take just on the first half. Unironically, no matter what my second team was, I would not have been able to clear in under 3 minutes. I had like 20 something seconds left for the second half. The DPS is just not there. I'll keep playing it because I think it's fun. I think it's a really cool concept, and I think she feels kind of satisfying to play. But like, yeah, I'm gonna struggle because of it. And if you're planning on going for her, or if you're planning on building her, whatever, you have to be ready for that. Now, when it comes to using her in mono pyro teams instead, she functions. She's kind of like a side grade to Xinyan in mono pyro. She works. Mono pyro isn't a team that like needs to have a good last slot because Benedict Ling is just such a strong core, which means that even if it's a character that kind of sucks like Dehya or like Xinyan, you'll still be able to clear in time. Like, you'll be fine. So, I mean, she works in mono pyro, so that's nice, I guess. One thing that you might notice though is very often if the enemies die, they're gonna die before you even swap to Dehya. Let's talk, I guess, about like forward melt. If you play her as like a forward melt carry, you can, and it functions, but it kind of has the issue where most of your damage is not actually being dealt by her, it's being dealt by your cryo units, and the team would be better if you were to reverse melt them by using a unit like Sangling than by using a unit like Dehya. So when I was testing it against this, right, the Earth Guard, after a while, it will infuse with an element and gain resistance to that element, and it chooses the element based on what type of elemental damage did the most to him. And when I was playing forward melt Dehya, he infused with cryo because most of the damage was coming from the supports, even with my double crown Dehya. But like, it works. It's a thing that can work if you really want to play her and feel like she's doing something. She does still do something. It's just not that great. One cryo unit is very risky. It's very, very, very likely that if you only use one cryo unit, you're not going to melt your stuff. So you can do something like Bennett K or Rosaria. That leaves us with like the other two, I guess, ways of playing her, which is Burgeon and support. Like just like off-field Pyro app defensive utility support. Let's start with the second one because we're keeping the best for last. The like defensive utility support Pyro Aura for like Burn Melt Ganyu, she actually is pretty good. She has the issue that I expected her to have, which is that her uptime on her resistance to interruption is pretty low, and it feels like you can only get like 3 Ganyu charge shots out before it's just gone. It almost feels as if you just didn't have any, and it just feels pretty bad. But it does feel better than not actually having any, of course. So like that's nice, that's useful, and it is pretty easy to play, which a lot of Melt Ganyu teams don't have as a thing that you can say about them. Usually Melt Ganyu teams are pretty hard to play. But yeah, like she functions in those teams. I wouldn't say that she's very good, but like she's functional there. Like if you get her, you can actually use her there, and that's kind of where you'll get the best results out of her. And then finally we have Burgeon. And I mean, I've already talked about how she's not very good for Burgeon because her E hits once every 2.5 seconds, which is way too slow. Her burst doesn't work with Xingqiu. You don't really have a way to make her good in Burgeon. But one thing that I did not predict. The seeds just don't f***ing explode. The Burgeon just does not hit the seeds. So Dehya's like E AoE on the coordinated attack is actually very small, which means that if the enemies are tall enough, it's literally not gonna reach the ground and it's not gonna explode the seeds. I did not expect it. Like, I expected it to be bad. I didn't expect it to be this bad. How do you make a unit this bad? Going back to the carry stuff, she's so vulnerable. Wow, she's a tank. She mitigates 50% damage. Not during her burst, she doesn't. All of that being said, I also think she's pretty fun, and I've had a blast playing her. So you know how usually people speedrun chambers? Well, I was speedrunning killing one enemy in the chamber. I was having a lot of fun with that. She can't compete with others when it comes to, well, real speedrunning. So you gotta come up with your own set of rules. Hell yeah, 80k, brother! 91k, brother! We one-rotated the enemy, woohoo! One thing, today we've started getting bits and pieces for 3.6 leaks. There was an artifact set that is worth mentioning, I think. HP plus 20%, which actually just sucks, by the way. Dehya is not an HP scaler. She has a little bit of HP scaling, but it's not good. And then 4-piece, increase damage of elemental skill and elemental burst by 10%. When an enemy deals damage to the equipped character, this effect increases by 80% for 8 seconds, up to 5 stacks. So up to 50% burst damage, right? Because it increases by 400%. It starts at 10, so it would go 5 times 10, so it'd be 50%. Dehya does like that, but the reality is, because the HP is a lot worse than the ER that 2-piece emblem gives you, if you actually use Dehya as a damage dealer, this is like actually like about 1% better than emblem. In some situations, it's going to be worse than emblem. Basically, because her E basically doesn't do any damage, so when you actually play her for damage, it's mostly her burst. The fact that it applies on skill doesn't actually do that much, and because she's very energy hungry, losing the ER from emblem means that you also lose overall stats much more than what you gain from the 20% HP. And from the very, very early calcs that I've done, it seems to just not actually be a significant improvement. In order for her to become a good carry, she'd need to double to triple her damage. This said is like a 1% increase, which is very, very far from that. If these numbers are accurate, which, you know, always take with a grain of salt, but if these numbers are accurate, this sure as won't save her. So you've seen the issue with Burgeon Dehya, right? Well, I hope you're ready to see the issue with Carry Dehya now. So you know how these enemies can freeze you? And you know how in order to get frozen you have to spam spacebar? And you know how spacebar is also binded to the jump button? And you know how if you jump during Dehya's burst, it cancels her burst? Yeah, if you get frozen during Dehya's burst, you can't jump. You can't mash out of it. Otherwise, it will cancel her burst. But yeah, so that basically does it for the day one thoughts. I'm disappointed. My expectations were low, and they still managed to shatter them in a bad way. Bro, I don't even know what to say. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jeff77. Don't forget to do the like, do the subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm, and yeah, I'll see you guys around. Bye.